We did speak pretty often, but he never said anything about stopping work on the sieve. Did I say something funny?
Forgive me, it just occurs to me that mathematicians may drink more coffee than cups.
The great Hungarian mathematician Paul Erdős is said to have once remarked that a mathematician is just a machine that turns coffee into proofs. I remember when coffee always went with cigarettes. Caffeine and nicotine, a very addictive combo for a mathematician. Alert, but not hyper. You could work forever.
Professor Clapton, what would Delling have been working on that Dylan might have laughed at him?
Well, it could be any number of things. For example, take the twin primes conjecture. Now, the history is debatable. Some attribute it to Euclid, others to a 19th century Frenchman. But it goes like this. Prime numbers go on forever.
Euclid's proof.
Yes. So look at primes that are next to each other. Ignoring the number 2, all prime numbers are odd. So by next to each other, I mean 2 consecutive odd numbers that are prime. Say 5 and 7. Next are 11 and 13, and so on. These are called twin primes. Like primes, they get more rare the higher you go. Now, primes go on forever, but do twin primes?
Yes?
It's never been proven, one way or another.
And why would someone laugh at that?
It's one of those things that everyone does, but no one admits to.
Like masturbation?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that. We all dabble in these problems that have eluded the greatest minds for hundreds of years, but can't really talk about it. It's like telling someone you're searching for the fountain of youth. You'll be ridiculed. It would damage your career.
Unless you solve it.
Yes, unless you solve it. There was a paper back in 2004 that purported to do that, but there was a serious error found in the proof, and it was retracted. I don't think he's published since.
So it's still unsolved?
To a detective, I guess it's unsolved. We call it an open problem.
Professor, can you recall your last conversation with Dell?
Yes, we discussed the Riemann zeta function. Here.
It looks like an orchid.
I never noticed that, but yes.
Is it related to the twin primes conjecture?
Sure, but it's also relevant to a sieve, so there was nothing odd about the conversation. They both deal with how prime numbers are distributed.
Like the Ulam spiral?
Yes.
Can you think of anything out of the ordinary that happened recently? Anything at all?
Well, I doubt that it's relevant, but I received an angry call from Lindy Hendricks. Lindy is a biochemist and my squash partner. Calls me this morning, absolutely livid, asking me where the hell I am. I thought that I'd forgotten a squash date. But Lindy was downstairs in this building. He told me that I'd sent him an email asking him to come right over.
And did you?
No, I had no idea what the hell he was talking about. So he forwarded me the message. And although it sure looks like I sent it, I assured him that I never did. We decided that it was a student prank.
That happen often?
Sure does. You see, Lindy is quite dashing. And the women in his class develop crushes that drive the men to these types of idiotic pranks.
The timestamp on this email is 7:39. When was your call?
It would have been just before 8. I had a call with a colleague in Germany then.
Thank you for your time, Professor.
A most welcome interruption anytime. And please, call me Mike.